Alright, it's time for the main event. Time for the really big tops going on. Alright, so, it's time to talk about some old videos I made. So, on December 2010, I made my very first tops episode, which was my worst favorite Pokemon at the time. I don't know what the heck I was cooking with that, but a good chunk of that list kind of still pertains more or less today. But why the heck did I put Whimsicott in the number 2 slot? Like, especially since Black and White didn't even came out in the States yet. Later, 2 years, not 2 years, almost 2 years later, like January 2013, yeah, 2 years later, I made a retops of it, which, is just the same thing as my least favorite Pokemon up to that point, which was still in Gen 5. Even though, yeah, because Gen 6 didn't came out until, like, later that year, so maybe I should have waited a year for that. But, to that end, there's a lot of Pokemon that, to this day, is still on the list of, Pokemon that I'm not a big fan of, including Jolteon, which it wasn't the thumbnail for this and the original Toss episode. Now, I'm going to talk about Jolteon later, but the point is that, yeah, I did talk a lot about who I didn't like. And now for the retops of the video, trying to mention now, which was my least favorite Pokemon, Tops 99. So, this was, This was in 2015, 2 years later. I had this Tops with Undress, and this was least favorite Pokemon at the time of Gen 6. Now, again, this was 9 years ago. I didn't touch this topic for 9 years. So, it's time for me to rectify it. With the Retops 99, my least favorite Pokemon, up until, maybe I should have done it after ZA came out. Maybe there's some Pokemon I'm not going to like in ZA. Oh well, least favorite Pokemon to Scarlet and Violet, I guess. So, I'm going to tell you right now, the list was made in 2023. So, it was a few months, almost a year or so, before making this video. Okay, some positional lists may change and probably will still change erratically, and there might be recency bias on like at least one of them that are on the top 5. But just letting you know, this is for 2023. Some spots may have changed, some spots will most likely change, but for the time being, let's just call this the accurate list for right now. My 99 least favorite Pokemon. Now, I'm going to go briefly, skim through from 99 to 19 and make the real list the 18 Pokemon that I really don't like. So, here we go. Let's go start this with number 99. Yanmega! I don't know, I feel like Yanmega should have been a different type, but it being bug flying, it just kind of makes it worse. Paris, see Legends Arceus. Cast form, I don't know, just get cast form, as much as some people may like cast form, I just feel like it's kind of incomplete, it's not that good. It could have gone way better, but it really isn't. Just because it's all forms of cast form, usually on this list, I'd probably put 4 for specific forms, but this one's all of them. Victory Bell, I just don't like the vibe Victory Bell. Alolan, I think it's ugly. Guzzlord, I think it's ugly. Mr. Mime, I think it's ugly. Pelipper, I just really don't like it. Straight up. That's it. Stellatorapagos, I just feel it's over-designed. And I feel like it's kind of ugly as a result. Brambleghast, I just don't like the design of. Masquerain, I just feel like it's not great. Like, it came from a bug water type, that was a bug flying type. It just made it worse. Like, I get if it's, inspirational by some sort of animal that does fly later, but still. Dracovish, it knows what it did. Igglybuff, who likes Igglybuff? Skiplo, I just feel like it's kind of meh. Raging Bull, I'm going to talk about Gouging Fire in a second, but let me talk about Gouging Fire once we get to it. Scatterbug, I don't know, I just did not really that fond of it, especially considering that the internal data suggests that there's every single Scatterbug form. Very Vivillon, but I'm not going to go into it, I'm just not a big fan about it. Galarian Stunfisk, what the heck are you? And now for Gouging Fire. So, I'm not a big fan of the, of Raging Bull and Gouging Fire, I just don't like their design, I feel like it's kind of weird. Especially considering their inspiration, they're probably, well, whole weird, Brontosaurus or whatever the heck Raging was supposed to be. I feel like it's just way off from, from Raikou and gouging fire. I don't know, I just not a big fan of the big head crest thing. Also, doesn't help with the fact that the whole GTS thing, people keep asking for these two specifically. It's getting kind of annoying. Kind of like what people do Furfrou before, and Namorous kind of now too. Yeah, very annoying. Patrat, I know I'm gonna probably would say like after Patrat, considering it hasn't been in a game for a long time, but still, it's not very well loved. So what are you gonna say about that? Huntail, honestly, I don't know if anyone who likes Huntail. It's just really ugly. It's not great, and it's just kind of like completely inferior compared to Gorbis. Next tier of bad, Sandy Shocks. What even is this? Like, why is there a past Paradox Pokemon of a Magnet Pokemon? Weird. Okie dokie, I don't know. It's just off. I just feel like something's not right with it. Mime Jr., I just don't like the design. Tarantula, okay, I'm gonna say it's Tarantula. I don't have too much hate for this one. It's just that I'm just not a big fan of what it does. Happiny, baby Pokemon that doesn't really need a baby form, whatever. Oranguru, I just don't like the design. It feels kind of off, weird. Sunkern, it's not great. It's really annoying. Sunstone Evolution, a Gen 2 Pokemon that's not great. Ursaluna, I don't know. I just feel like it's really weird going from a biped Pokemon to a biped Pokemon to a quadruped Pokemon. Not many Pokemon can say they've done that, but I just found it kind of weird. Also, I don't like the whole big mud thing on its back. It's weird. Brute Bonnet, sus, except worse. Lantern, okay. I tried to like Lantern. I tried, but I can't. I tried it, but it's not great. I can't want this one. Trico was in one of the previous tops. I just don't like the Hoenn starters that much, aside from Torchic. Like, I don't like Trico, I don't like Mudkip, I don't like their evolutions that much. Swampert's fine, but like the rest of it, they're just not good. I just put Trico there as kind of an overall term for all the whole Trico line, really. Tentacle was in the original list. I just don't like the fact that it's so common in the earlier games. You just find it all the time. It's really annoying. Cherry Sunshine, I don't like cherries. Zarude, why it's even there? It's just there to promote a movie, and that's it. Talonflame, you know what it did. Swallow, it was in the original one of the original tops. I just like the design. It's overly simple for something that's not very good. Thievul, this one is so forgettable that I have to narrate this after I've already narrated the video, and halfway through editing the video, 4 days after I've already narrated it, that I realized that I skipped something. It's that forgettable. Cherry Overcast, I don't like cherries. Zubat, it was everywhere. And Amrysterian, I get the inspiration, doesn't stop it from being ugly. Snubble, I don't like the design of it. Dialga Origin, I don't like the design of it. Rattata, basics everywhere. Stantler, I just don't like it. I don't like the vibes of it. Gramble, see what I just had for Snubble, except more so. Golbat, see what I said about Zubat, but more so. Wobbuffet, I don't like the vibes. Unknown, who likes Unknown? Landorus Theory, and knows what it did. Darmanitan Zenmo, like it's like you have the really good ability in sheer force, but like you go through the Zenmo, I get the inspiration, makes it really good inspiration, but it just makes it completely worthless, like as a result of it. Like you take a look at Galarian Darmanitan Zenmo, that thing's a monster. That is awesome, but like it goes from like physical attack or a special tank or something. It's not very good. Drowsy, it's MJ TV memes. Capsy Kid, I forgot his name. Unfested Female. I get the female peacocks aren't as interesting looking as the male peacocks. So we think of peacock, we think of the male one, but kind of because of it, the female one is just kind of nothing like by comparison. You know, it's not really peacocks, more like pheasants than peacocks, but it's the same general idea. Raticate Normal. I'm not a big fan of it. I just not a big fan of it. Trombeak, you get from really cute Picky Peck to sort of okay, like Toucan, and then go from this thing that just kind of, oh no, that's, yeah, sorry, I was stumbled for a bit because Tranquil was immediately after this, and I'm gonna say the same thing anyway. They're just boring, the middle forms, it just doesn't feel right. Simisear, Especially, even though I kind of like the elemental monkeys, Semi-Seer is my least favorite of them. So, yeah, it just looks ugly. Alolan Graveler, especially I don't like Graveler, and it's on this list. But like Alolan Graveler just feels kind of weird. Like it's just kind of weird. Like Alolan Geodude looks kind of cool. Alolan Golem looks pretty dang cool, but Graveler Alola is pretty not great. Arctovish, I mean compared to the other even compared to the other fossils of Galar, just feels weird. Like the mouth on the head's on top, and everything just feels wrong. Bruxish, it's ugly. Bolton, it came from freaking Yamper, which is a marketable plushie of a Pokemon, to something that's kind of meh in comparison. So, massive downgrade. Persian Alola, I mean, look at it. Monkey Dory, I mean, look at it. Choodle, why is there a freaking giant head on this small shell? Weird. Drizzile, I said it before, there's some other middle evolution that don't really connect very well between the other two forms, and Drizzile's one of them. Sunflora, you know what I just said about Sunkern? Yeah, it's even worse with Sunflora. It's not very good. It's a sunflower, it's not even a fire type. Doesn't even do much with this grass type. And it's just not very good. And I remember getting in Coliseum. It's just kind of, why is it late game when it sucks? Tandemaus, it's so tiny. The shiny is very hard to find. It's very frustrating. So it's not the design that's bad. It's the fact that it's a tiny thing, or two tiny things, that has a very hard to notice shiny already. So shiny have to think this was annoying. Frigibax, Artifact looks cool. Baxcalibur looks cool. What the heck is Frigibax? Toxel, it just looks ugly. I'm sorry. Delibird, it's not very worth it. Greedent, not a big fan of Greedent. That just it. Kamala, not a big fan of Kamala. Just it. Binacle, I kind of like Barbarical. I think Barbarical is kind of cool, but it just feels kind of weird that it involves something like Binacle. All forms of Burmy, and number 26. And while we're at that, number 25, all forms of Wormingham. I don't like those, at all. I talked about this in the original Top 99. I just do not like either of their forms. I just think they're just bad. Cherubi, I really do not like cherries. Carnivine, it's so rare, but it's so not good. You think you'd get a good rare Pokemon, to show up in a really kind of hard and annoying to get spot, but no, it sucks. Aromatisse. Okay, so I'm probably gonna put this higher even. I'm considering putting this one higher because guess what? Apparently the whole Terra League thing happened, and apparently there was this a concept of a really nice looking flamingo Pokemon that was supposed to be Aromatisse. And it was infinitely superior to what we got now, and it could have been really cool, but no, we got Aromatisse instead. What the heck? Watchog, I do not like Watchog, just straight up, not a big fan of it. Really annoying, especially in black and white. It's very annoying. Probopass, it's ugly. And now we come to Jolteon. Okay, so we're going to talk about the main 18, but I'm putting Jolteon here now. Because even though for the longest time, I freaking hate Jolteon because of what it did back in PBR, since then, I decided, you know what, I think enough time has passed that even though I still do not like Jolteon as a Pokemon, I feel like I can forgive it. Because, I haven't seen Jolteon in anything, well, aside from EV promotions, for, many, many years. So I feel like now's a good time to reevaluate the list and put Jolteon in a better spot that isn't, number 1 or 2. And now, we could talk about the main list. The no tier of Pokemon that I consider favorites. Absolute Garbaggio. So, here we go, the main 18. So, first up is Graveler. I talked about Graveler Alola. Okay, look, I'm just gonna be real with you. Again, I think Geodude looks pretty cool. I think Golem looks pretty cool. I just don't like the middle form. I just feel like it's not that it's just a rock with 4 arms. It's the rock with 4 arms that doesn't even do anything with the smaller arms. You think people think Graveler, people won't remember the fact that it's 4 arms. And the whole idea is that, oh, you trade Machoke with Graveler, and then, you know, when Machoke with the Machamp, it gains the 4 arms from Graveler, and vice versa. So, I just feel like it's not very good. I think it's just very ugly. 17, Whismur. Now, I'm going to say this right now, the remaining parts of, the remaining evolution parts of Whismur are also on this list of slightly higher. So, this is just the prelude to the fact that I just do not like the Whisper as a line. So, here we go. I just think Whisper's ugly, and it's kind of meh. Marshtomp, like, and a good chunk of it is due to, like, the 3D model as being terrible. But I just do not like Marshtomp regardless anyway. Again, I'm just not a big fan of the Hoenn starter stuff from the Torchic line. You know, Yeti Swampert's pretty cool, but the thing is, like, everything else is just kind of not great. I just think it's look ugly. Not gonna lie. Spidops. Okay, what the heck is this? We have like 9 generations straight up of power creep in Pokemon. We're in Gen 9 now, and now you're introducing us a bug that sucks. Like, and I think it's like in the same general, like, you know, area here. Not the same general area, but like in the same game, we have Low Kicks, which is the first bug dark type, and apparently it's pretty cool, and like it's pretty good. Well, you good, I guess, for what it can do, and yeah, cool inspiration and all. But then also we have Spidops, pure bug type. It completely sucks. Its design is ugly. I get why it's supposed to be some sort of, you know, Spider and Black Ops kind of thing, but it doesn't even do that right. It's an absolute fail of a Pokemon design. Number 14, back to the Whisper line, it's Loudred. Yeah, it's ugly. It was everywhere in the Victory Road and Hoenn. It just, like, I'm not a big fan of Loudred, to be honest. It's pretty not good. And speaking of not good normal types, next up is Lickitung. Look, I just think it's ugly, but and it's not the whole tongue thing. I think it's a nice little thing here. But just the rest of the body just looks weird in comparison. Like the tail looks like a tongue too. I just feel like it's kind of like ugly. Not gonna lie. And number 12, hey, it's the Whisper line again. It's Exploud. Okay, so we get from Pokemon I think it's okay, but I don't really not a big fan of it, to a Pokemon that I think it's very annoying, but I don't like it, to a Pokemon that looks straight up ugly, and I don't like it. And like, oh, and you even got some like Boom Burst. That's pretty cool. It's fitting for Exploud, but like, how's it gonna do that? It's not that good with it. So like, you can't even make Exploud good with the move it really wants to have. That feels like a signature move for Exploud, but it's not. Just not great. Number 11, Oricorio Pom-Pom style. Look, I'm gonna say this right now. The other Oricorios, they look great. I really love Bylite styles, one of my favorites. It's just that this one looks freaking ugly. How does it fly with the pom-pom things on its edge? I think there was an anime episode with it flying, but like it's just like not great. I just don't like the design of the fact that that's pom-poms. It just feels off. Quilladin's next, and look, okay, look. Again, another one of those cases of a middle form not living up to the standards of the base and the final form. And this was looks like a really fat chestnut. I know it's supposed to be a chestnut. I know that they're supposed to be round, but like it's not a good design. It's about trying to be spiky, but also round, but also being, you know, cute, I guess, or some sort of middle ground. But it's not. It fails to be all of it. Number 9, Crabominable. I think it's meant to be ugly, sure, but like you're an ice fighting type, but ice is a type that is like best at being a glass cannon. Fighting's a type that's best used with its way powerful stab moves like close combat, and you suck at it. What the heck? Especially coming from Crabrawler, who actually looks pretty dang cool. Like, Crabrawler could have been a standalone for all I care, and it'd probably be better off as is. But no, we got this thing, and you have to evolve it near the end of the game originally. What the heck? Not cool. Pignite's next. Okay, I'm gonna say right now we're done with starters after this. So, Out of my least favorite starters in the starter lines, Pignite is my least favorite. It is everything wrong with, what I just said before many times about the whole middle form not living up to the first and final forms. But the thing is, like, if the rest of the line isn't all that great, then the middle forms even more so. And yes, I did include Tepig or Emboar on this list, but to be honest, since the whole not liking the Tepig line, Bro has played through Black first time. He actually loves Emboar. That surprised me, to be honest. He really he loves the entire line, honestly. So I was like, okay, fair enough. I mean, if a Pokemon that I don't like, it's a Pokemon brother likes, then, well, he hasn't played Pokemon forever. I'll give Emboar that. I'll give Emboar that. I'm not giving Pignite that, though. Next is Quillfish, a Pokemon that it's one of those Pokemon that I said to us in the original Top 99. It's one of those Pokemon that makes me want to barf when I look at it. I mean, it doesn't actually, but like, if I were to look at this thing, I'm not going to like being the sight of this thing. Same idea for the next one, Pineco. It's a Pokemon that I do not want to be around. Like and more so in Pineco's case, that thing can blow up. So I don't want anything to do with a Pinecone that can fall from a tree at any point, blow up on me, and even if it doesn't blow up on me, it's a Pokemon whose design I don't even like. That makes me want to, not want to be around as is. 5 is Palkia Origin Form. Now, this was a bit more of a recency bias more than anything else, but like, what the heck is the design? What the heck is this? I know it's meant to be like 4 limbs, because Palkia has 4 limbs, but why do they have to be on the feet? Like, I guess trying to like imitate Arceus, I guess. Because Arceus is a quadruped, maybe the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia should also be quadrupeds. But since Dialga's already a quadruped, like, if the origin form being a quadruped, yeah, sure, like, it's believable. But why the heck is a Pokemon that's normally biped, like, turned into whatever heck that is? And unfortunately, like, Pokemon Go specifically, that thing has a very good, like, field effect. So if I want to, like, expand like the search in Pokemon Go, then I have to use a Palkia Origin form. Dang. 4th up is Galarian Mr. Mime. Again, I tried to like it. It can't even do the thing I want to like it for. Like, it kind of sucks because, again, Ice is my 3rd favorite type. Psychic is my favorite type, and it can't even do crud with it. That really stings. Like, it really does sting. That, like, I want to like an Ice Psychic type, but the Ice Psychic type you gave me, like, it's not good. Oh, by the way, I said Ice is my 3rd favorite type, right? No, it's my 2nd. Fairy's my 3rd. Number 3, Heatmore. Now, Heatmore is one of the constants of my least favorite Pokemon's list from 2010 even to now. That it's a Pokemon who is one on my least favorite type, Fire, and like, first of all, it's a least favorite Pokemon, least favorite type. So, and plus, I just don't like the design of it. I know it's meant to be an Anteater, so sure, fine, but I actually kind of like Durant. So naturally, I'm gonna have to hate Heat more. So, yeah, there you go. My least favorite Pokemon, my least favorite type, number 3 on this list. Number 2 is Licky Licky. Now, again, I said this was on this. It is super freaking ugly. I really freaking hate it. I mean, sure, it has Stab Explosion one time, but like, that's not gonna save you from being ugly. Like, I mean, Lickitungue's ugly as it is, but then now you're just like very stereotypical fat guy with a tongue that's probably not even longer than his base form, and then you have like a weird Wi-Fi signal on your chest. Like, what's that about? I just feel like Licky Licky is just a very bad design. What the heck? And I think, if I remember, I said in the original Tops 99 that I feel like Licky Licky stole a spot from a Jinx Evolution or a Jinx Mega. Because, like, Lickitung doesn't need an evolution. Why is Jinx the Pokemon that is supposed to be sort of Ice-type counterpart to Electabuzz and Magmar not getting things since Gen 2? I mean, yes, I get it. It had a controversy once. Get over it. And the crazy thing is, they like the devs almost got over it. It almost got Jinx and Mega, the Mega Jinx thing. Like, we now know it once existed. It could have been a thing, but decided not to go with it. That is even more frustrating. I blame Licky for that. And finally, my least favorite Pokemon is Darkrai. It always was Darkrai. Alright, my original list back in 2010, it was Darkrai. And yes, it's PBR, like, it's my second least favorite Pokemon. I really freaking hate it. But, like, and I know Andres agrees with me in this one, we freaking hate Darkrai. Now, I know, like with Jolteon, like, stuff happened with Darkrai in that it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still good. Like, even if it's no longer good as, oh, the Uber noob that spams, like, Dark Void or whatever it can with super high speed, it's still good as an attacker, as is. I mean, granted, they rely on hypnosis now, but the thing is, like, I could forgive Jolteon for, you know, just being freaking everywhere back when I was seriously playing Pokemon. But for Darkrai's case, I do not like it even now. Like, even as a Pokemon that people like to send out random matchup just thinking that, oh, I have Darkrai, just spam Dark Void or Hypnosis or whatever, and just be over with, only to get destroyed, like, by whatever funny, like, edit that I do at the time. But, like, yeah, I'm still not a big fan of Darkrai to this day. Alright, we're done here. I don't know if I'm going to do the usual transition sounds in this video, but feature me to whatever the heck you want in this one. But, like, yeah, that's it for the main event, my 99 least favorite Pokemon. Currently up to Scarlet and Violet. Who knows, maybe if there's a new least favorite Pokemon or a new favorite Pokemon going to Z or even Gen 10, whatever that's going to be. I might do something with this list, I don't know. Or maybe make a new list, because I already retopped both of these. Anyway, that is all. See ya guys later.